live in a virtual world, but what about virtual money? This is Business 7. Welcome to the program. Please join us as we focus on digital currencies and crypto assets, as was discussed recently at a thought leadership program hosted by the Bank of Namibia. Please stay tuned.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Currently, there is a battle between regulated money and non-regulated money on the one hand, and sovereign and non-sovereign money on the other. This is what the governor of the Bank of Namibia, Johannes Kavagap, had to say about that.
The future of money is at an inflection point. The battle between regulated and unregulated money on the one hand, and sovereign versus non-sovereign on the other. To ensure trust and stability in the financial system and manage risk associated with digital forms of money, we should defend regulated money and rein in unregulated finance. Given our constitutional obligation to carry out central bank functions such as currency issuance, as a central bank entrusted with this responsibility, we shouldn't shy away from assessing the significance of money in all its manifestations and its future in this rapidly changing world. Technologists, inventors, and futurists offer creative answers to the question, what does money mean in the digital age? Some believe that money and finance will be supplied by a small number of large institutions in the future. Others, on the other hand, believe that the current financial system is antiquated and advocate for a more decentralized financial system with minimal regulatory oversight. Maybe the answer is between those two extremes. With new service providers coming in all shapes and sizes, regulators will have their hands full. Another complication is that we are gradually but steadily entering a territory where we must regulate and scrutinize financial activities more closely than financial entities, as the latter no longer fits the traditional box, no longer fits the traditional definition. Ladies and gentlemen, in the wake of these developments, we have not folded our hands. The changing landscape of finance was an imperative that informed the Bank of Namibia's various initiatives and overarching objectives when it developed its strategy for 2022 to 2024. We have long concluded that listening perceptively to the music of the future and dancing it to today must be an unwavering endeavor for us. Our goal is to further modernize Namibia's financial system so that it remains relevant and keeps up with, if not outpaces, other leading players. In light of such strategic foresight and the rapid digitalization of the financial system, the Bank of Namibia has been considering whether a potential CBDC could play a role in the future digital payment landscape and its potential properties, costs, and benefits. However, the case for CBDCs is different in each country, and we shouldn't blindly follow what others implemented as solutions for their countries. Furthermore, given the risk associated with these particular innovations, we have also considered effective oversight of the burgeoning virtual asset space in its various manifestations. Our position on these concepts and innovations is not static and constantly evolving, informed by the surveying the domestic landscape and pairing this view with global trendsetters. We are determining where our limited resources should be directed and which aspects of digital innovation are a source of concern in order to protect consumers and safeguard financial stability as chief considerations. Namibia's population is small, but its challenges are diverse and often one of a kind. While global trends may speak to innovation in a specific way, we must ensure that our efforts always align with the realities of innovation within our landscape, and that the financial system of the future solve our own challenges and one that is fit for our own purposes.
While Namibia and its cities are seen as one of the cleanest countries in Africa, plastic pollution is a big problem. Therefore, it's up to each of us to do what we can to reduce the use of plastic, especially single-use plastic bags. At Liberty Life Namibia, we've taken the decision to turn all our old branding items into reusable shopping bags. It's a way in which we can drive sustainability and look after our most important stakeholder, our environment. If you also believe in sustainability and would like more information, please get in touch. Liberty Life Namibia. In it with you.
The Bank of Namibia is not reinventing the wheel when it comes to digital transformation. Once again, we have the Governor of the Bank of Namibia, Johannes Gavagab, elaborating on this.
However, we are not in the process of reinventing the wheel. In every way, we are building on the foundation of a resilient and dynamic traditional payment landscape. While cash remains a significant part of our economy, the national payment system aims to drive Namibia toward a cash-light society, as stated in the National Payment System Vision Strategy 2025, developed by the Payments and Banking Industry, the Payments Association of Namibia, and the bank as the overseer of the payment system. New business models are created daily. Recent technological advances continue to change our landscape, and new operating models establish themselves in almost every sector, thanks to digital transformation. Some of these technologies have a great deal of promise to facilitate improved financial inclusion, cut down on transactional cost and friction, boost competition, facilitate faster trade, and make it easier for more people to participate in the financial system. As we drive this digital transformation agenda and embrace innovation, we must focus on instilling confidence and trust in the national payment system and the financial sector. People are willing to trust and accept money today because everyone else will do the same tomorrow. Therefore, trust and acceptance of currency is the fundamental element that ensures the stability of the monetary system. It is essential for the smooth running of society that trust and acceptance of the Namibia dollar in whatever form, whether notes, coins, or CBDCs, be preserved. For there to be trust, institutions must be strong and able to endure the passage of time. We must develop institutions that protect the value of the currency as the fundamental unit of account, legal tender, medium of exchange, and store of value for the economy, in addition to the safety and reliability of monetary transactions.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankventure.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Venture, a member of Capricorn Group.
Let's talk about the big elephant in the room, as Bond Governor Johannes Gavagab describes it. It's virtual assets, and here are his thoughts.
Let me address the elephant in the room, virtual assets. Since the introduction of Bitcoin, one of the most popular decentralized virtual assets, in 2009, the market for virtual assets has grown exponentially owing to increased market liquidity, the expansion of the blockchain ecosystem, and the emergence of stablecoins. Because of the close relationship between virtual assets and the real economy, the Bank of Namibia must manage any potential risk to monetary policy and financial stability in a proactive manner. We have seen some specific positive user cases of virtual assets. We are all aware, however, that some uses have occurred through criminal fronts such as fraud, theft, money laundering, and terrorism funding. As a result, the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, Anti-Money Laundering Counter-Terrorism Financing, has mandated standards for handling virtual assets. These should be carefully considered and effectively implemented to mitigate threats to the financial system and to financial integrity. For this reason, Namibia has agreed to review its legislative framework to pave way for an appropriate framework that is conducive to this sector. The relevant prudential regulators are working to regulate virtual assets and draft a framework for virtual assets and virtual asset providers. A technical committee has been established between the bank and AMFISA to develop a prudential licensing and regulatory framework for virtual assets and regulatory framework for virtual asset providers. This committee is charged with developing a prudential licensing and regulatory framework. Until such time that it is finalized and operationalized, the public remains cautioned to be careful when investing in virtual assets. There is no protection should funds so invested be forfeited. However, through our newly established Innovation Hub, we have made significant progress proactively meeting the small but growing sector. The Hub recently conducted a survey to engage fintech players and better understand the landscape of virtual assets and virtual asset service providers in Namibia. We are pleased to report that the discussions between the service providers and the Hub were fruitful and gave us a better understanding of their operations. To continue forging this relationship, the bank is prepared to bring virtual assets and virtual asset service providers under its fintech framework in place since last year in a phased and structured manner for increased dialogue and to assess potential risk through its Innovation Hub. Not only to assess risk, but also to listen, as it is a dialogue, to what they are coming with, so that we can deal with the challenges they have. The precise plan is that the bank will in the short term register virtual asset service providers, or VAPs, and in the long term, as mentioned, amend applicable laws and regulations diligently in consultation with other relevant authorities, such as NAMFISA and other elected people that has got a view around these issues. As an outcome of these engagements, we are updating the position paper on virtual assets and virtual asset service providers. While virtual assets in Namibia remain without legal tender status, the acceptance of virtual assets for payment of goods and services will be at the discretion of any merchant and buyer willing to participate in such an exchange or trade. Our position remains that initial coin offerings, ICOs, leave themselves up to the possibility of fraud, manipulation, and misrepresentation. As a result, the bank does not advocate nor support the general public's engagement in initial coin offerings, ICOs, related to virtual assets.
You can have one or the other. It's not something that we at RMB like to say. So when faced with the conundrum of net profit or net zero, we say, why not both?
With the right people, it's possible. Commercial success or community success?
We like people who ask that question. Why not both?
Environment or investment? With our diverse talents, why not both?
In this changing business landscape, we find ourselves asking more and more how best to help our clients. Traditional values
Or innovative ideas?
And the answer always is, why not both?
So we've dealt with digital currencies and crypto or virtual assets. And then there's the term stablecoin. What is that? We're playing out with a video of the International Monetary Fund elaborating on this theme. Until next week, it's goodbye.
Hi, I'm Alex. Here's a riddle for you. What can you own but never hold? Let me show you. Welcome to cyberspace, home to a lot of the things that we use in our daily lives. Games, videos, and so much of our data. But also, here it is, crypto assets. You've probably heard of a few, maybe Bitcoin, Ether, or others. So, what am I driving at here? After the global financial crisis, trust in banks was at an all-time low. Crypto assets were created as an alternative way to make payments, democratizing and decentralizing finance, basically taking power away from banks and putting it in the hands of the people. The idea was that they were going to fundamentally change the world of finance with their decentralized ledger technology, the blockchain. So, what's the catch? Without backing assets or a central authority, crypto assets seem to be really volatile. That's great if you want to gamble, not so great if you want to pay for something. Because how can you really pay for something with an asset that isn't a stable store of value? Enter the stablecoin, a crypto asset built on the blockchain, but usually with a centralized issuer. While the value of crypto assets like Bitcoin is determined by supply and demand, stablecoins aim to have value by being pegged to another asset in one of two ways. The first is by backing the stablecoin with another asset, like the dollar, the euro, or even a commodity like gold. In theory, keeping a one-to-one parity. But wait a minute, doesn't this go against the founding premise of crypto? Maybe, but it also allows users to stay in the crypto universe without all the volatility. The second way stablecoins try to maintain value is through an algorithm, a formula that automatically raises and lowers the total number of a given asset in response to supply and demand to keep the price at or near par. One danger with stablecoins is market shocks. If prices begin to fall too quickly, or users lose faith in the ability of the stablecoin to keep its desired pace, everyone could try to sell their stablecoins all at once, dropping their value almost overnight. There are a few famous examples of stablecoins that have crashed over the years. Some people lost all their savings after relying on something they believed had a fixed value. So, is this the end of the stablecoin story? We can't really be sure. Some still see the promise. They think that stablecoins have the potential to increase access to financial services and become a viable payment method. But for that to happen, there needs to be regulation to prevent fraud and crashes and to protect users from abuse. Before imposing regulation, authorities will look at how people are actually using stablecoins, whether it's for payments or something else. Some authorities are looking to regulate the bigger stablecoins the way they do banks and other traditional financial institutions. Now, here's the real riddle. If these stablecoins are regulated like banks, don't they end up becoming the banks that crypto assets were meant to replace?
In Business 7, you get news on current economic, financial, and business matters in Namibia. The weekly show features interviews with experts and in-depth analysis of burning issues in a way that caters for ordinary Namibians and business connoisseurs alike. For news-related or advertising queries, please contact B7 at synergy.com.na.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
While Namibia and its cities are seen as one of the cleanest countries in Africa, plastic pollution is a big problem. Therefore, it's up to each of us to do what we can to reduce the use of plastic, especially single-use plastic bags. At Liberty Life Namibia, we've taken the decision to turn all our old branding items into reusable shopping bags. It's a way in which we can drive sustainability and look after our most important stakeholder, our environment. If you also believe in sustainability and would like more information, please get in touch. Liberty Life Namibia. In it with you.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankvinted.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Vinted, a member of Capricorn Group.
You can have one or the other. It's not something that we at RMB like to say. So when faced with the conundrum of net profit or net zero, we say, why not both?
With the right people, it's possible. Commercial success or community success?
We like people who ask that question. Why not both?
Environment or investment? With our diverse talents, why not both?
In this changing business landscape, we find ourselves asking more and more how best to help our clients. Traditional values
Or innovative ideas?
And the answer always is, why not both?